Well, hello, friends. Welcome back to Browser Hacking, the series that just started happening around here. And today we're going to keep working on the Serenity browser, obviously. And it's going to be about link elements and loading an external style sheet. So that's something that I would like to work. And obviously, we're going to start by just making a little test case. We'll call it L for link element. And somebody commented today that I'm using a very inefficient text editor for this, but I like using Vim. Maybe if I end up writing a lot of HTML, then I would, move on to using something better, or maybe getting some cool Vim scripts or something. Who knows? Okay, so let's have an id foo here. I should be styled. But we're not going to style it until you actually pick up. Can we actually get some syntax highlighting here? Thank you. Style sheet. And oh geez, it's been so long since I've done this. It's href, right? Oh, and I think actually we might not even handle a tag that closes itself. We'll see how this goes actually. So I guess we can call it l.css, say. Okay, and then in here we'll put a little style rule, just something simple like background color. What's a really sweet color? I don't know, aqua. I added the standard HTML color names yesterday, so I'm gonna use them now just for fun. And we'll say color is white. Maybe add a little padding, because padding is fun. I still don't have padding shorthand, so I can't say padding colon. I have to actually write them out. I keep explaining why I have to do this, so maybe that's a sign that I should go and implement shorthands. But not right now. So we're gonna do this one, and oh geez, it probably ended up in the wrong directory too here. Yeah, base, home, and on. And actually, why don't I just move that into my little web page testing directory right away anyway. I will call it link HTML. I don't know. Okay, and then let me make an actual link from the little welcome page that I have here. Link element. Okay, and then let's test this out in Firefox. Okay, I already messed this up somehow. Why? Oh, because I didn't rename the thing. I renamed the file, but not the link. Wow, beautiful. Okay, that's not my favorite color actually, but now, okay, I'm gonna have a beautiful color. Let's go with teal. Come on, teal. Okay, this is what I want to see when I start up the browser in Serenity. But obviously, we don't know anything about link elements, so we're definitely not going to notice that it wants us to open that. So let's see how this looks if we just open it up right away, just to see what we're working with here. See if the parser can even handle the link element. Bloop. Okay, so it just says I should be styled, but it is not styled. That's a start. Okay, so at least we can open the thing without crashing. So first thing I'm going to do is just turn on the dump stuff so that we get all the layout tree dumps and stuff, because we're probably going to need those. And then let me go in the HTML parser, and we'll say, oh, actually, it's self-closing tag. Seems like I've thought of this at some point in the past. And what does this do? Oh, if we open a tag and it's self-closing, then we automatically close it right away. Wow, thank you, past me. You are a lovely person. Okay, then let's not worry about that specific part. And we can instead go straight to adding the HTML link element, which doesn't exist yet. But that's the object type that we're going to create when we encounter a link tag. So let's just add that type. And let's add it to the make file. So make sure that we build it. Okay, and then let me regenerate my Qt Creator IDE project. Okay, so now we have this empty file here. Let's base it off of, no, I mean, it doesn't really matter. Let's do the anchor element, because we just need something to copy paste from. Because most of this is going to be very similar to any other HTML element. Just a little bit of lookup functionality here, blah, blah, blah. And actually, we do have href, so it's fair that we brought that over. I guess I can add the rel and maybe also the type, although I didn't specify the type, but maybe it's nice to have an accessor for that. Who knows? We'll see. But generally, this looks pretty good, so let's just take the anchor element CPP and use that here as well. Blah, blah, blah. Okay, so the part where this becomes interesting is when a link element is present in the document, then we want to react to that by loading whatever it tells us to load, if the relationship is a style sheet. So if rel is style sheet, then we want to load the href and parse it as a style sheet and add it to the document. But I'm thinking like, should we do this when we parse, when we first encounter the element and we parse the attribute, like the href attribute, or should we do it when the link is inserted into the document? And I think we're going to do it when it's inserted into the document, because you could say that we had a JS engine, right? Which we don't, but we might someday. And you were to create a link element by calling like document.createElement, then that link element wouldn't be in the document. So if you set it up so that it looks like a proper style sheet link, it shouldn't start loading until you actually insert it into the head of the document, right? I hope you understand what I mean. So we're going to override the virtual for this, and there's a virtual called inserted into, and you get called with maybe it's just a node that you basically, this is going to get called, yeah, that's the shape, that's the signature. It will get called when this link element is inserted into another node. So this is our cue that it's time to do something. So let's react to that. Oh, and text is kind of tiny actually, so sorry about that. Let me make it a bit bigger. Insert it into, and let's not worry too much about what we're being inserted into. You know, maybe, I'm not sure, maybe we should only do this if you're inserted into the head, but I think maybe that's not true. Or maybe we shouldn't even allow you to insert it anywhere but the head, but that's like DOM compliance stuff that I definitely don't care about at this stage of development. So we just learned that we've been inserted somewhere and we gotta react. So if rel is style sheet, let's say, then let's see, then we want to load up let's see, oh, we don't have URL here. Let me just get the URL class right quick. Okay, URL is href, or so this is not enough because it might be a relative URL in the href attribute, right? So actually that's what I ended up doing. I'm 100% sure. yeah, as you can see here, this is a relative URL. So luckily, we have a function that takes a relative URL and then gives you back like the full absolute URL. And it's on document, which we can just get to by calling document complete URL. Seems like we have to include document.h though. Okay. So if URL protocol is file, which is the only thing that we support right now, then what's the easiest way to do this? Let's just, I'm just only going to do this for the file protocol right now, because I need to do this. I need to do some kind of general mechanism for loading stuff that can load like file or HTTP or data URL or whatever, right? But that's not really within the scope of this video. So let's do this right now. And oh yeah, and I wanted to get C file. So assert not reached, because we don't support anything other than file right now. Okay, and then path is url.path. Maybe we can just actually open that. So file, C file, construct, if file open, url path, does that work? CI device read only. If that doesn't work out, then we'll just return. I think, wait, what am I doing wrong here? No matching member function? Why do you want so many arguments? Open, FD, open mode, and should close. No, I want this one. Oh, shit, right. I should pass the URL to the constructor. So, like that. And let's just log. See, I haven't been using my own classes for a few days. Fail to open url.path. Okay. Or maybe we can even say url to string. And we'll assert not reach, just so I can catch it if it happens. Okay. And then sheet, well, let's say data is file.readAll. And now we just need to parse this as CSS. So parser, CSS parser, okay. I wonder why I made a separate directory for that. I feel like CSS parser should be in CSS, but yeah, whatever, not right now. So CSS parse CSS. Okay, there we go. Auto sheet is parse CSS string copy data. Okay, this is a completely unnecessary copy that we're making here, by the way. But currently, the CSS parser API takes a string. That's silly. We should make it take a string view, but whatever. It's nice to leave all these low-hanging fruits around for the future when I'm looking for something to optimize. Okay, so if not sheet, that means that we failed. So let's fail again. Fail to parse that URL. Okay, and then otherwise, we have a style sheet. That's pretty cool. What are we going to do with it? I guess we'll call document.addSheet. And that means that we are going to need to re-evaluate everything, because like just adding the style sheet to the document list of sheets, I mean here it's just an append, right? We're not reacting to this in any way. So we need to actually do a complete relayout. So maybe we can just call invalidate layout. what happens when we invalidate layout? On invalidate layout. I think Conrad added this the other day, and we ended up not using it for anything, so I have to go and look at what it does. Okay, so on invalidate layout will eventually call layout and sync size, which will wait, hold on. Layout and sync size. We should probably get rid of the layout tree when we do this. So okay, well, we're gonna have to figure this one out. So relayout. I haven't tried to do this before. Document. So m layout root should definitely be null footer. Document dot. But does the I forget how this works. Let me go and see. Document. Does document know its layout root? It does not, but every node has a pointer to its layout node, which I feel like I made it so that when you kill a layout node, then it will unregister itself from the node, right? So basically, we just need to tear down the entire layout tree, and then they will unregister themselves automatically. And I think the easiest way to do this is to just clear the layout root in the HTML view, which is exactly what I just did. So that's this right here. Maybe that will be enough. And then we would call layout and sync size, which should create a new layout root. So we would do something like this. Actually, we can just do that. Document. Does this make sense? Oh, let's try it out. So in HTML link element, after we do add sheet, then let's just do document invalidate layout. And then what ends up happening then is that when we throw away the layout tree, then it will have to reevaluate all of the style information to build a new tree. Link element. Ah, look at that. That was really easy. Pretty cool. Okay. Well, isn't it nice when things just work? Didn't even need to look at the stuff. But let's see what we ended up with here. So after the layout, we ended up with our div here that has the text that should be styled inside of it. And there's that teal background. Damn. All right, well, that was almost too easy. It's pretty cool. I was thinking that, no, this is fine. This is fine actually for now. Because we don't want to go too crazy with engineering here. But although I think I'm going to do the CSS parser using a string view thing, because that just bothers me now that I know about it, like that we're doing this string copy here. I don't want to live like that. So let me just commit this first. H. So by the way, the way that we're doing layout invalidation now is it's quite hardcore and very not efficient, because basically when we do a layout, we build up this entire parallel tree to the DOM called the layout tree, and the only way we know how to invalidate that, because we learned some new information, like we get a new style sheet, so we have to redo the layout, and we just throw away everything that we've built and build it all over again. And there are all kinds of strategies that you can do to minimize that. And I've spent a lot of time in my life working on strategies like that. And I have some friends who have worked even more on that. So it's a little bit painful to me to have this extremely inefficient invalidation mechanism. But at the same time, I know that we'll improve it over time. So it's just spend years hunting down these full relayouts. Anyways, whatever. One day at a time, right? So yeah, this is pretty good. And did I fix that? Undef. Okay, so let's add this stuff. Lib HTML, base, home and on, dub link. Okay, so let's look at what we ended up with. So here's a little style sheet. It's external, very cool. Here's a little test file that brings that in. Here we added a link to that test file from the welcome page. This is just a welcome page that comes up when you open the browser. It's just nice to have some links in there so I can just click my way to the latest test case I'm working on. Okay, and here's our link element. It is very, very simple, obviously. It's going to grow more complicated over time, but right now, this is what we do. If rel is style sheet, then we complete the URL of the href. And if it is a file URL, if it's not a file URL, then we'll assert. Let's flip that around actually to make it a bit more readable. Say assert not reached. There we go. Slightly nicer. Okay, so then we try to open it, and if that fails, then we just log, blah, blah, blah. We parse it out as a style sheet, and then we add that sheet to the document. And obviously, it's just ending up at the end of the list of style sheets in the document, so they're not in the correct order, but not important right now. So much else to do. It's still pretty good. And then we just, after we add the sheet, we just invalidate layout. Maybe we should have add sheet do that automatically. I don't know. Right now this will work. Okay, and then here is HTML link element, which, you know what, let's be good boys and put final here. Okay. That's cool. And then here in the onInvalidate layout callback, this is where we end up right now when you call invalidate layout. Then we just replace the layout tree with a new layout tree. The old one goes away. It's very heavy-handed, but it works. It's pretty neat. And then after we replace it, then we call layout and sync size. Is that necessary, I wonder? Call layout and sync size. Create layout tree. Yeah, we do have to call layout and sync size. And we call update afterwards. I feel like we should probably call update afterwards here as well. Just so we mimic what this thing is doing. And of course, this is a bit repetitive, but let's just do that. So update, that just means that please redraw this widget. So redraw the entire HTML view in case something changes. And then we just have the parser changes and stuff. So that's good. Let's say link HTML. Support for link rel style sheet with file, or let's say start adding. This patch adds support basic support. for external style sheets. Only file URL. It currently only works with file. We do a synchronous full relayout after loading a style sheet, which is definitely on the aggressive side, but it gives us something to optimize on improving. Okay, my computer hung there for a moment. Again, frickin' computer. Okay, cool. Now, let's do that CSS parser thing that I wanted to do. Because it's annoying to me that it takes a string instead of a string view. Because if we take a string view, then we don't have to allocate anything. So if we just have like a byte buffer, then we can pass it as a string view and there's no allocation, no copying, no nothing. CSS parser. So let's just put string view, string view, string view. Maybe this would just work. Would you please just work? Okay, that's really awesome. Let's see if we have any string copy in HTML. We have a few of them. Oh, let's do HTML parser as well then. String view. Parse HTML. Let's do string view. Oh, we don't have to lowercase on the tag name thing. Well, I don't want to mess with that right now, so let's just do that one. Okay, and maybe that one. HTML link element. So now we should be able to just do that. Yeah, because then it will automatically convert to a string view, which means that we don't do a string copy anymore before we parse the CSS. Very nice. String copy. I think we can avoid that here as well. And where else do we have these kind of things? Parse, parse, parse. Oh, was that it? I thought maybe... Where do we do the style attribute? I'm just poking around right now. Parse CSS declaration, style attribute. And what do we get here? We get a string. Well, that's okay. Okay. So I think that's pretty good. Let's see if everything just keeps working. We got rid of the big copies anyway. Copies when we parse them. The HTML source and the CSS source that we loaded. And things still work. Very, very cool. All right. That's awesome. Let's commit that. Get to A. Make the CSS and HTML parsers take string views. This allows us to avoid unnecessary string copy, making unnecessary string copies of all the source text. Cool. All right. So I guess maybe that's going to be it for today's video, because I mostly wanted to implement the link with external style sheet, and it looks like we did. That's pretty cool. So I guess I'll just say, if you made it this far, then I thank you for watching and for hanging out. I hope you saw something interesting, and I appreciate the company. I hope you're having a great day, and I will see you next time. Bye.